universe. It's Take Our Country Back Tuesday. Vote blue no matter who, or vote red until you're dead. It doesn't matter. Just get on out there and vote.
How dare you?
All day long and twice on Sundays there, Greta Thunberg.
Hi, everybody. This is the Godfather, Soul James Brown. I tell you, this business is on. My man is on. Check him out. This is the Godfather, Soul James Brown saying, stay with it and hit it. Okay, thank you very much.
Well, welcome to our Tuesday edition of Innervision FM, Innervision TV, Innervision FM TV, and welcome to the people on Rumble. Man, I was in a crunch setting all that stuff up for Rumble. So we're live, and there's a lot of people watching different things about the voting, and we're gonna talk about Hey, Mike is here. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff that's going on. Even though Joe Biden, okay, Donald Trump is not on the ballot, but they keep talking about him. So I figured, well, let's talk about Joe Biden. Since the Democrats, all they can say is Trump. We're going to say Biden. And since he was voted, and why did they wait until now to say that he's the Pinocchio of lies? They waited until the day before. They should have been saying this from day zero. But of course, the goal was get Trump out, but they didn't have a goal after that. And then, well, the goal was become as radical as they could. But anyway, so that's it. Hey, we want people to share, like, and do all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notifications bell, set the
Yes.
notifications bell to all, so that anytime that we have a live broadcast or anytime a video is released, you will be notified first.
Okay. And the stuff that you see up here about the know your judge and voting information, our next show Wednesday, we won't have all that stuff. So if you didn't get, well, you won't need it tomorrow. But do that, and then our sponsors, and then I'm going to tell you something about how many people have voted here in Colorado. Our sponsors is Denver Foundation, Christian Brothers Moving Company, which I was at an event with them this past Saturday. Fantastic event. Thank you for inviting us, Brian. And then Richard Damiano, Corneo Consultants, also the Wells Fargo and the Colorado Arts Relief Fund. I finally got it.
You done did it well. If you want to become a sponsor, hit us up at InnervisionRecords.org. That's INNER-visionrecords.org. It's getting close to the end of the year, so I got my fundraiser voice on, and that kind of thing. Don't forget to hit us up at paypal.me/InnervisionDenver. That's paypal.me/InnervisionDenver if you want to make a donation $500.
Yes, and info at InnervisionFM, if you have any suggestions on upcoming shows, or if you want to be a guest on the show. Well, so far, because I get these updates, because I don't know if everybody else gets these updates. And then I got it's this Denver local, so I can find out how I'm doing in the race. I can just click on that and find out that. But this is what's going on in Colorado. 32. No, okay. We'll start with the Republicans first. 29% of Republicans have voted so far. And we know a lot of them vote on the day.
Right.
Then 32% of the 32% of the of Democrats have voted. Then 39% of the independent voters have voted, so they can really push us over, because there's a mixture of maybe Democrats, maybe unaffiliates, maybe of course unaffiliates, and Republicans that got mad at the party and they jumped out for a while, so they say with independents, and then Unitarian people. So they're usually like 2 to 3% Unitarians that vote. So So we shall see if that 39% of unaffiliates will take us over the mark. And I'm going to vote today before 12, the day of. Me and my wife are going to fill out our ballots and vote today. Give them, and then the people say like, and then we'll see how long it takes them to tally up the votes to see how many votes they need to cheat.
Oh,
Yeah, 5 days or so.
Yeah, we'll see how it is. Because Jenna Griswold like to remind people that she sent out 30,000 postcards with her name saying how to vote. Then she had to retract that because somebody found out about it. And then she had to retract it, but she didn't sign her name on the retraction. So go figure on that.
Didn't they have a deal with her putting out news that the Democrats already won?
Oh,
I missed that one.
yeah. Oh, see, I guess in Phoenix a couple of weeks ago, they aired some stuff at the bottom of a.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
Where-
it. That was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of been going on a little bit throughout the country. There's some stuff going on in Pennsylvania. Nothing to see here. Just move along. Move along.
But just like-
Arizona too. The
Yeah,
tabulators are all messed up and messing.
Yes.
Wave, guys.
And then also, they also do that with people like famous actors and actresses and people. They have their obituaries ready, so when they kick the butt kick, they have it ready and they just roll it out. So,
Wow.
Yeah, I heard that on well, I think I learned that from Stern Show a long time ago. I said, well, how did they come up with this so quickly? Like they have them already prepared. So yeah, so. Yeah, you want to always be prepared. So let's see. We have a few topics. I mean, it's election day. I'm in it to win it, and I got my red Innervision shirt on. And by the way, if you want one of our shirts, it's info@DBInnervisionFM, and give us your size and a donation goes along with that. PayPal.me/Innervision Denver, and then we'll send you one of our Innervision t-shirts. And I don't have any Heidi Cadell, she was on KLZ this morning, and she was doing last minute things. And Polis was on a conservative station. Now I wonder how many conservative people are on the liberal stations. I have a feeling that doesn't happen too much. So we're willing to go. I think a lot of us are willing to go into the lion's den, but if we're not invited, so how can we go? So Governor Polis, he was on, and just lying through his teeth. He still wouldn't say that he got directions from Kim Kardashian to that guy who lost control of his truck and couldn't read the signs about slow down because he wasn't from this country. And nobody taught him that when you see these signs, slow down. And he killed 4 people because he ran into all these cars. And the judge wanted to give him 104 years, but Polis says, that's too much. That's too much for the life of 4 people. Let's just make it 10 years and he's eligible for parole. And so he went into a chat room with the victims, people and he said, I hope this has closure. And they gave him a earful.
Did they?
Yeah, and he still thinks that I did the right thing. I reduced this man's lot down to 10 years with parole, and it's like I don't know, man. It's like maybe 10 years for each person that he killed. That would have been more digestible.
That would have been better. Yeah.
Yeah. But Kardashian has, she slaying her power persuasion, and he won't answer about that conversation he had with her. And it's kind of crazy how these Hollywood stars. And this is not on topic, but I was listening to this conversation last night with Dr. Boyce Watson and these other guys, and so they usually like to have like the big thing to get like the black voters and riled up and stuff like that. So they're counseling out this basketball player, the one who didn't take the jab, because he and then I found out what the movie was called. It was called from Hebrews from Negroes to Hebrews or something to that effect. But it was just, but he didn't say nothing about it. And they want all this re-education, but he just reposted this video that he saw. That was it. And so, he was going to give up $500,000 to this one group. And they said, no, we don't want it. We want more money. And I'm thinking like, okay. So now it's just a matter of they want to show this guy that he stepped out of line once with not taking the jab, this basketball player.
Right.
Now the second time by reposting this movie about blacks being Hebrewic and whatever. I don't know. I've yet to go see it. Whatever. But that movie has been seen by a lot of people because they're getting a lot of promotion. I'm kind of like, how could I get my movie, even me, promoted like that? So, and then of course with Kanye West, they hammered on him a little bit for what he did. So that's in that to keep these people voting Democrat. You get nothing from them, but we still want you to vote Democrats. All right. So that's going on. So I thought, before we get to Pinocchio here, I said, okay, who are you going to vote for, and what do you want from them once you get them in office? Vote for them. And if you vote for the blue, you get high gas prices, inflation, sexualizing your kids in school, carjackings, fentanyl deaths.
Oh, we can't forget we're number one in fentanyl deaths here in Colorado.
Oh yeah.
Open borders.
I forgot about that one. Oh shoot, it was so many.
Good thing to extol that it's hard to keep them all straight.
Yeah, I mean, with so many things, I was just typing and I said, oh, okay. I forgot about that. And then I said, if you vote red, you vote for all the opposite of that. And of course, vote me into HD5, of course, because I understand that we are a constitutional republic. And I said that to my sister-in-law, well, she never responded because she's a long-lived Democrat. I said, there's no word in our Constitution, there's no word called democracy. That's just, and I listened to this old time radio shows, and I heard this guy who was doing a show, and he says, and I went to war to fight for our democracy. So they were trying to put that into play way back then.
Absolutely. Since 1920s, 1930s, they have
1913.
1913?
There you go.
1913.
Yeah.
Wow.
Christmas Eve, 1913.
That's when central banks came into, or the Fed. That's when the Fed started.
Yep.
That's when Titanic sank.
Oh,
Yeah.
Guess who was on the Titanic? Guess who was on the Titanic? It was 4 wealthy businessmen that did not want the Fed.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you didn't know that, did
They
you?
were
Joe?
they were the ones that were opposing central banks.
That's right.
And well, it didn't hit an iceberg.
That is wow. I didn't know that part of the story.
Yeah.
While you're delving into history, also check out the dirigibles, namely the Hindenburg.
Hindenburg. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some neat stuff that swirls around the explosion of the Hindenburg, dealing with all kinds of rich folks as well. Awesome stuff. Can't really go too far into it, but that's why it's important that we know our history, whether it be good history, whether it be bad history. We have to know our history so that we are not in danger of repeating it.
Yep.
Yeah, that as well. But it's always fun things I find out, and then I found that these when they started taking the taxes out of your paycheck before you got it, that started like around in 1942, during the World War II. They found out, the government said, well, we need money, so we found out if we take it from them before, because before they would just send us a bill, and then we'll look at it and say, no, I don't know if you need that much. We'll give you this much.
Right.
So we the people had a choice of how much money we sent back to Washington. And then they said, well, we don't want people to have a choice. Choice is bad. Right. And so this economist came up with this idea. Well, why don't you take it before they actually get it, and then we'll make the employers take them, take out the taxes. So, the people are arguing with the employer, not with you, the government, right? We'll put a middleman there. So it wasn't always like this, because I said, what did these taxes start? And we got away from England because we had no representation, and they were draining us dry. And then they just took a few hundred years to say, okay, how can we get back to the good old days?
Jim, good old days is the revolution was started over 2% tax on tea. Now, folks, we're paying quite a bit more than 2% in extraneous taxes. And it's never been more clear to me when we started sending money abroad to a certain country to fund certain activities, including alleged B to the I to the O to the weapons labs that we apparently have been funding and subsidizing for quite some time. I think the Rougelans would be well within their rights to go ahead and go after these labs, which are in this.
Labs are already gone.
Yeah. Well,
they're already gone.
The bottom line is, they were there. The bottom line is we did get involved. And the bottom line is we're now entrenched and we can't seem to extricate ourselves from it. And the bottom line, we have billions of dollars going towards this. So if this is something that you enjoy, go ahead and vote blue.
Well, the military entered Ukraine now.
Yeah.
But they are there to find out where is the money going. Where are the weapons? Right?
Yeah,
that's what they're there for.
Oh yeah.
They're saying that. Well, golly, they're going to start a war. No, they aren't. They're there to find out where the money's going. That's why they're there.
That's why. I'm kind of curious.
They are there.
I'm kind of curious about where that money is, and every time we give him some money, he's back on TV asking for more. I'm thinking like. Yeah. Okay, and you got to blame old Pinocchio there, because when he went there, when he was with the vice president for Obama, he said he was going to give the check up until they stopped looking into his son Hunter Biden, and then as soon as they fired the prosecutor, lawyer, whatever that was looking into that, then he gave him the check. And that was before the current president was there, but it's like that's just been like a central place for laundering. Biden knows where the bodies are. Clintons know where the bodies are, and Obama knows where the bodies are.
Michael Flynn knows where the bodies are. That's why they threw him in jail. Michael Flynn, General Flynn.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah.
He was Obama's one of his psychics at one point, and when they found out he was on the Trump team, that's when they threw him under the bus.
Yeah, I didn't understand, like, he wasn't mad that he had to put up his house and put up all this stuff to defend himself, and then after they said, hey, this has been reversed, the judge, which is probably a Clinton appointee, still didn't want to let him out.
Yeah, he didn't want to hear any more about the case.
That's it. So people, you gotta keep your eyes open or keep your ears open, and I can't believe how many people are just. I know that the school system has dumbed a lot of young people and others down, but man, read for yourself. And they say like 85% of the negative news is towards like Republicans and that. And so still we have a chance. We've been getting around all that stuff with that kind of like harassment and stuff like that. But now with the internet and everything like that, we have all these different sources of news and information. So it's like, get around the NBC liars and ABC liars and even sometimes when Fox might even go off and tell a few lies. I mean, just find an independent source. I listen to Wayne Dupree a lot. I listen to him a lot, and sometimes I listen to Dr. Boyce, but he gets into white supremacy, and that's sort of like, yeah, okay. But some of the stuff, he'll throw that out, and I don't know if he just throws that out just to please the powers that be, and then because then he says a lot of other controversial things. So, but so
Who is this?
his name is Dr. Boyce Watson. He was, I guess, he was the youngest person to graduate as far as a Black person, like in finances, and he's pretty good with teaching stocks and stuff like that. So he's on YouTube. So I follow him because I just want to hear what, and he's not left or right. He's not a Democrat or Republican, and so I listen to him because he'll have different opposing opinions on his show. And that's, if I go to some of these other left-wing shows, it's very seldom that I'll hear, like the Breakfast Club I mentioned in our announcement. The Breakfast Club, I don't think they've ever had anybody. They had Kanye West before he let people know where he really stood, but very seldom. No, not at all. They won't have anybody from the right on the Breakfast Club, just the left. And that show is downstream by millions of people in urban areas who like urban music and stuff like that. And then this is a show called Drinking, where they these Black guys, they get these celebrities to drink, and then when they say something crazy, everybody wants to jump on them and counsel them, and they say, well, you're sitting there drinking, what could go wrong with that? Drinking and talking. And it's like, but so I listen to some of these shows. It's hard to take. NPR.
Oh yeah.
If I want to listen to propaganda, I go to NPR, and between their climate change and all that kind of stuff, and it's like, and the world's coming to the end, and this is the end of democracy. I sift through some of that stuff, so it's like, So if you get a balance of both, so you can hear the lies, then hear the truth, and hear the wannabe, you could pretty much even that out, even that kind of stuff out. So anyway, I'm sorry, I got into this long monologue. Okay, let's talk about Biden, Pinocchio.
Now, this guy, he is our most popular president ever elected in the United States of America. Joe Biden has also attained a new thing that is, everybody's heard of the 2 Pinocchios, the 3 Pinocchios, the 4 Pinocchios that sometimes papers like the Washington Post will give folks. This gentleman, he is such an awesome communicator that he has achieved bottomless Pinocchio status. I'm talking literal bottomless Pinocchio status, where over the last weekend, oh boy, these papers have had a good time with this guy. Just debunking all of his misnomers with regard to Social Security, with regard to inflation.
Tell me about the one with Social Security, because I missed that one.
Well, basically, his big thing was, we are putting forth the largest Social Security increase in 40 years. Now,
okay,
that is true, but only to a certain point. Now, they haven't really kept up with the cost of living with Social Security and this kind of thing. I can't really say as I'm for Social Security. I'm a blind guy, and I live off the stuff. But I read my history, and I know where Social Security came from, and that was from Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who back in those days, Roosevelt had decided that he was going to try to pull some people out of the Depression with this New Deal. There's always a New Deal. He was going to put a chicken in every pot. He was going to make sure that those who were less advantaged, such as the blind, otherwise disabled, whether it be physically disabled or even the mentally insane at some point, they would theoretically get this check. And, all they'd have to do is just qualify for it. But in order for that to happen, they had to take it from the American people. So now you have FICA taxes, which come directly out of your self-employment, or if you're employed by your big box corporation or whatever. I mean, it'll come directly out of your stuff. If you don't pay that tax, you're going away for a good long time, whether you're self-employed or whether you're otherwise employed, and somehow you skirt paying that FICA tax. So, even as I take that quote handout, as it were, I realize that the blind community still has an incredibly high unemployment rate. The otherwise disabled community as well, pretty high unemployment rate. But for the blind community at large, we can't even get accurate figures as to how many are in the country between the ages of 16 to 65. How many of us are working? How many of us are not working? And those numbers will change daily. I mean, you got to check it out. It's a cool exercise to do. You can just ask your smartphone or favorite search engine, how many blind people exist in the world? How many blind people exist in the United States? Then start breaking it down by demographic, 16 to 65. How many blind males are doing what kind of positions? How many blind females are doing what kind of, so on and so forth.
And one thing is a fact is that the blind people that read Braille are more likely to be successful in vocational work, whatever.
Yeah. Anything that they do to try to find employment. Literacy is, well, of course, very important. One thing I do want to say about literacy that's super awesome. We have a library called the National Library Service, available through the National Library of Congress in the United States. And it's also known as the Talking Book Library. They've started handing out Braille displays to the blind library patrons. So that's going to open up it has the potential to open up whole new vistas of information that were heretofore less accessible. Braille is rather large and cumbersome. And so to put it into a small portable device that you can use, man, that's going to be awesome.
Right. Okay. So continue with the Pinocchios.
So back to Joe Biden with his Pinocchio status, his bottomless Pinocchio status. He talked about the Social Security Administration, how they were indeed doing a 40-year increase to the Social Security benefits that folks will get, whether they're retired or disabled or otherwise. However, they get their Social Security check. I think there's like a 2% increase or something like that coming down the pike. But that, like I said, that's only partially true. The cost of living increase is something that happens every year. And the only reason why we're getting what we're getting in the form of a cost of living increase is because we're sitting at a 40-year inflation high. So,
and the income we do is like working a part-time job, making minimum wage, pretty much. Yeah. So and I guess it's going to be 6.8% this time, which I did. Usually it's usually like 2 to 3%.
Right.
But now it's
6.8.
Yeah.
No, it's 8.7.
8 points. Okay. I get that right. So
8.7 is the raise this year.
Yeah.
For disability one, I don't know. But for the regular Social Security, it's 8.7.
Yeah. So it's across the board that way because I'm so used to it being so low. It's like, man, it's like that. It barely, and then they raise up your rent because you're paying 30% of your income. So it eats up the percentage. So yeah. So it goes like that. So continue, Alan.
So a little bit more about Joe Biden with his Pinocchio status lies. He talked a little bit about gas prices. And he mentioned how they had gone down $1.50 during his term in office. Now, I don't drive, but I do have a memory. And I do remember specifically on January 20th of 2020, when my friends would go and pick up fuel for their vehicles, they were paying on average of $2.20 throughout the nation. Here in Colorado, it was $1.87. I've had these same friends that I was telling you about, how they posted screenshots of what they paid over the months. And those fact checkers, boy, they don't let any grass grow under their feet. Boy, they jump right on that. Nope, gas really wasn't that cheap. Nope, sorry, you're wrong. And I'm sorry, I don't drive, so I don't have any skin in the game. I mean, other than, the extraneous groceries and stuff I've got to buy and things, but I don't drive. So why would I remember a silly figure inside my head that says that gas was $1.87 a gallon on January 20th of 2020? And it's only gone up since then. Now, it might have gone down a little bit from its high in April. It might have gone down, but we're looking at a diesel shortage. We are looking at all kinds of stuff, even so much so that if you were to go look for, say, diesel shortage or something like that, Google is not your friend. It's not going to tell you anything that you need to know to get prepared. If you even can get prepared. I mean, all of our supplies come by truck, train, or ship. And every single last one of those run on diesel.
Right. And also what he said prices when he came in office was $5 a gallon. Pinocchio said this, and he said, I brought it down to $3.40 or whatever, 38 cents, right? And
right.
What a liar. I mean, this guy was just lying all over the board. And the people were cheering and clapping. I think, like, who are these zombies in that audience?
Here's a good thing to listen to on this thing. You go to a gym to lose weight, right?
Right.
So, but before you start working out, the gym, your trainer makes you put on 150 pounds.
Okay.
After he's done training you, you've lost 50 of those pounds. And he helped you lose weight.
Wow. Yeah.
That's an analogy, Mike. That's an awesome analogy. We promote grassroots musicians, whether they be physically disabled or financially challenged, or even both. This guy here, Mike, he goes by the handle Hey Joe, and he's got some stuff out on SoundCloud,
Spotify.
Man, you got to check stuff out. It's hilarious.
And why if like 20 people stream those songs all day for a week, man,
right?
You wouldn't believe that, because they pay you one half of a cent. It's ridiculous. We got to change that eventually. It's like somebody has to change that. That's just ridiculous. But yeah. So
yeah, I'm getting rich.
Yeah. One half of a cent. And so this place on Still Chasing Dreams is out there, and then
2020.
I said Highway Sunset is out there, and then
Sunset Highways, and then the last one was 2020.
Okay.
That's
and
those symbols that were on the thing where hit the shift on your keyboard was the 2, which is the @ symbol. Then, yeah. And then the 0 with the shift. 2020.
Right, parenthesis.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
2020. That's what that was about.
That's cool. So it's out there, people, and I know we got 1,435 subscribers so far, and so come on, you guys, support the show. Just don't sit back and watch it, and because support the show financially, or if you can't afford it, at least you can stream share the show, stream it, and all that kind of stuff, and get the word out. And you guys are doing it because some of our other shows they got some low counts. They're climbing up in views and stuff like that. So,
right.
So yeah,
you can also check out Innervision FM 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on your favorite smart speaker. So if you've got the Google Nest system or Amazon Echo, just ask it to play Innervision FM on TuneIn, and you'll be set.
Oh yes, and we appreciate it.
My God.
All right, so I guess we're gonna let everybody go. We're gonna get our ballots, and my wife are gonna check our marks and get it in there before noon so they can count it. Hopefully by midnight tonight.
That's right.
Vote red.
Yes.
Go
Go
red.
red.
Go red. Go red.
All right. So anyway, we'll see everybody tomorrow, and I hope to have some very good news for you. And Trump next Tuesday is going to have some very good news for you too on the 15th.
Oh wow!
So,
Wait.
so he said that in his last rally that next Tuesday he's going to be announcing some very positive news.
He's going to make people very happy, I think.
Oh yeah.
U.S. Army's going to come in.
Great, man.
All right.
All right.
See you guys later.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Johnny. God bless everybody.
Thanks.